Caitlin turning the gas up.
Every genre of sport knows she's one of the most popular.
Caitlin was fantastic.
Indiana Fever got a win.
Terrible game, but a fantastic fourth quarter from Caitlin Clark.
85-77 over the Connecticut Sun.
She came in hurt, fouled all night, and still dropped 9 in the fourth to close the game. Caitlin,
like 9 points in the fourth quarter, huge. You live by Caitlin, you die by Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark will win the game because of her impact on the game, her gravity on the game. She draws the attention.
Clark didn't just win, she dominated when it mattered most. This was revenge. This was a statement. And if
This game had a little bit of everything. Caitlin Clark was struggling at times, especially with her shot.
She just took over in the fourth quarter there.
Caitlin Clark struggles shooting, and the Fever still win the game.
you're 100% with Caitlin, drop a comment below to show your support. Drop a 100% in the comments if you're riding with Caitlin Clark, because this story needs to be told.
Caitlin turning the gas up in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, and she goes on a little run to clinch it.
Fans gasped. Commentators scrambled. Social media erupted. But what looked like a bold revenge move from Caitlin
1 of 7 from 3.
She just took over in the fourth quarter there.
Clark might have been something even deeper and dirtier, because moments later, Nafisa Collier made a confession that flipped the entire script. And now the truth is leaking fast.
Game. And I can understand if everybody was getting hacked, but clearly it is just one person. It is Clark.
Caitlin didn't just trade her coach. She exposed the system. It was supposed to be lighthearted. The WNBA All-Star Draft. Team captains, smiles, playful banter. But then Caitlin Clark grabbed the mic and rewrote the entire show. While everyone expected her to discuss player picks, trades, or matchups, she did something no one saw coming. She looked straight into the crowd and said it plainly.
She was livid. She told the referee to grow up. Scott Agnes confirmed. That's exactly what Caitlin Clark said to the ref. She told the ref to grow up.
The referees was embarrassing. The referee then said something to Caitlin Clark and completely set Caitlin Clark off.
She had snapped at a referee earlier. She had held her head down in the midst of her shooting slump.
I don't know if it's in the rule book, but we're trading coaches. Just like that, Cheryl Reeve
Hacking Clark so much, she almost caught a tech. They were hacking Clark so much, Stephanie White almost caught a tech.
her assigned all-star coach and the same woman who left her off the Olympic roster, was off the team. The moment hit like an earthquake. The crowd stirred. The panel paused. The league didn't know what to say.
She gonna drive in and all right, she pulled up for a little mid-range shot. Here's a triple right here. This was her only three-pointer in the game. Dantas goes back to her way downtown.
Coaches don't get traded. Not in the All-Star game. Not ever. But Caitlin Clark didn't flinch. She didn't hesitate. She didn't sugarcoat it. She fired Cheryl Reeve on national television. The tension behind that moment was thick.
Caitlin Clark is a basketball player, yes, but she's really an entertainer. The long threes, the passes, the fast pace. She is a high wire act. She brings in new fans to be entertained. No one else does that.
Cheryl Reeve had already drawn heat for leaving Caitlin off Team USA, despite Clark leading the league in assists, topping rookie scoring charts, and bringing in record-breaking ratings. Fans had been fuming for weeks, and now here she was, assigned to coach the very players she had just humiliated on a global level. Caitlin could have stayed quiet, could have played
terrible game, but a fantastic fourth quarter from Caitlin Clark. Like 9 points in the fourth quarter, huge.
For most of the game, Caitlin Clark didn't look like herself. She moved gingerly, clearly battling pain. Her
Caitlin was fantastic in the fourth quarter. You live by Caitlin, you die by Caitlin.
Shot wasn't falling, just 1 of 7 from deep. She got hacked, shoved, and played through tight defense with little help from the officials.
She's playing, the adrenaline's going, she's moving around like she wants to move.
Through 3 quarters, the narrative was already being written by critics. She's struggling again. Maybe she should sit. Maybe the pressure's getting to her. But then
this game had a little bit of everything. Caitlin Clark was struggling at times, especially with her shot.
She just took over in the fourth quarter there.
Caitlin Clark struggles shooting, and the Fever still win the game.
Then came the fourth quarter. With her team slipping and the game tightening, Clark did what stars do. She locked in. She dropped 9 points in the final frame, shifting the entire momentum. It wasn't just the buckets. It was the
hacking Clark so much, she almost caught a tech. They were hacking Clark so much, Stephanie White almost caught a tech.
pace, the control, the feel. Her gravity on the court pulled defenders out of position, opening lanes for her teammates to feast. She ran the offense like a conductor, drawing doubles near half court, dishing behind the back.
1 of 7 from 3. She can't shoot on the road. 4 of 14 from the floor, but plus 21 in the box score. They're doubling her.
Passes, setting teammates up for open looks. Her decision-making was elite. Even without her A-game physically, her mind was sharper than ever. The result? A plus 21 plus-minus rating, the highest on either team. When she was on the floor, the
Plus 21 on the floor. She was plus 21.
Caitlin Clark got sneaky hot. She had a plus 21 in this game. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists.
fever thrived. When she sat, they fell apart. This wasn't a comeback by accident. It was a response to every hit she took.
Caitlin Clark literally had to get pulled away from referees to keep from getting technicals.
Took earlier in the game and all season long. In a league that's tried to wear her down, Clark reminded everyone, you can't teach heart and you can't silence greatness.
Like 9 points in the fourth quarter, huge.
Every genre of sport knows she's one of the most popular.
Caitlin turning the gas up.
The Connecticut Sun and Marina Mabrey felt it. So did everyone watching. This trade may not have been what it appeared at all. Aired on national TV, she was protected. The optics of Reeve avoiding Clark would have been a nightmare. A respected veteran coach dodging the face of the league after cutting her from the Olympic team.
She draws the attention way beyond the three-point line, which sets up her teammates.
That would have sparked outrage, headlines, backlash. So instead, the WNBA let Caitlin take the fall. Again. And what did Collier do next? She kept talking. Joked about how it didn't matter if it was in the rule book. Laughed about how we already agreed to trade coaches. Even said, sorry WNBA, sorry ESPN, we just made it a rule. The entire thing had...
This is the power of Caitlin Clark right here. This is the crowd prior to the game. These are all Fever fans going into a road arena in Boston. Look at that. Look at all the Fever. Red, Fever, red. I mean, look, little Caitlin Clark fans right here. That is Caitlin Clark's draw and her power for the league.
It wasn't just the scoreboard that Caitlin Clark had to battle. It was the system itself. From the opening minutes, the physicality against her was obvious. She wasn't just bumped, she was battered. Off ball, on ball, it didn't matter. Arms yanked, jersey grabbed, shoulder check.
She was in tears, on the bench. The All-Star weekend's in Indianapolis. It's a big weekend for all the fans. All of those fans have come in from everywhere to watch Caitlin Clark play.
Stephanie, Amber, and Kelly have mismanaged. The biggest superstar this league has ever seen has mismanaged a generational talent like Caitlin Clark.
Mid-drive. The defenders weren't playing smart defense. They were making statements. And the referees, silent, over and over again. Even when she got whacked in the paint or body checked to the ground, the whistle never came. This wasn't new. It's been happening all season. But in this game, it felt personal.
She's been through a lot this year. Pain is, moved around, obviously the quad to the groin. And then there's that level of responsibility that she feels.
There was a moment late in the game when Clark finally snapped. She turned to the official, who'd ignored yet another foul, and barked, "Grow up." It wasn't frustration. It was boiling over fury.
Caitlin Clark running the show.
Caitlin Clark is obviously the reason why everybody's watching the WNBA. She's the reason why all these fans are tuning in.
Nobody on this team sets screens.
Caitlin Clark showed y'all. She the best that ever did it and got away with it.
Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA.
The country has fallen in love with what we have created. And America, here's the girl next door, all grown up, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark has captivated the nation, breaking scoring records in college and bringing women's basketball to a whole new audience.
She is a phenomenon.
And for the first time, the mask dropped. She was done playing polite. She was done pretending this was just part of the game. The fans saw it. So did her teammates. Even her brother went online and called it out, saying outright that this level of officiating was unacceptable. And he wasn't wrong, because it wasn't just about Clark. Aaliyah Boston got punched in the face. Sophie Cunningham got elbowed in the head and shoved out of bounds with no whistle. Every Fever starter took
Caitlin Clark's health and the coaching of this team is the two biggest takeaways.
She knows the responsibility that she bears because she is more important for her league than any single individual athlete is for theirs.
Punishment, and the officials refused to protect them. But somehow, Clark always seems to get the worst of it. She's treated like a target, not a rising superstar, like someone the league wants to test, not protect. And yet, she never begged. She never flopped. She never quit. Even after being yanked in and out of the game in short, awkward rotations, even when visibly limping.
Caitlin was fantastic. You live by Caitlin, you die by Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark will win the game because of her impact on the game, her gravity on the game. She draws the attention.
She's playing, the adrenaline's going, she's moving around like she wants to move.
She stayed locked in. When the hits kept coming, she hit back with plays. When the refs stayed silent, she let her game do the talking. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just fighting for space on the court. She's fighting for respect in a league that hasn't figured out what to do with a player who changes everything. And that's the bigger truth here. She's not just a rookie.
Caitlin on a minutes restriction. She doesn't like being on a minutes restriction. Clearly, she's just hurt. She has this meeting. She's going to have this meeting with the owners. You are the last hope for no lockout. And with her being injured, again, the leverage is just gone.
Caitlin Clark didn't just win a game. She shifted the entire narrative of the WNBA. Again, this wasn't just revenge against the Connecticut Sun or Marina Mabrey. This was a larger message to the league, to the media, and to the powers that be.
She's grabbing that groin. She's grabbing the groin area. She was on the bench, her head wrapped in a towel. She's crying. She's in pain.
You can't erase her and you can't control her. Because every time she steps on the floor, the entire dynamic changes. Not just for her team, but for the sport. Let's start.
She's never going to get a rhythm. If she keeps getting nonsensically benched, she's unhappy.
With the numbers. Clark finished with 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. And she did it while injured, while being fouled, while under pressure, and while being yanked on and off the floor in frustrating rotations. That's not just efficient. It's extraordinary. Her plus 21, plus or minus.
Are the refs getting paid to actually ref the game, or are they getting paid for the Indiana games to make sure Clark gets manhandled and mauled?
I can't see her playing tomorrow. I cannot imagine her playing in doing the three-point contest or being in the All-Star game now.
Every genre of sport knows she's one of the most popular, and they can't keep her safe.
It wasn't just a stat. It was the truth on full display. When she played, the Fever soared. When she sat, they collapsed. She didn't have to dominate the scoreboard. She dominated the court. Every possession she touched warped the defense. Her range forced defenders to pick her up 30 feet from the hoop. Her movement off the ball pulled traps, doubles, and switches that left teammates like Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Howard, and Sophie Cunningham with wide-open looks they never would have gotten otherwise. Those aren't highlight assists. They're high IQ gravity plays that only someone with her understanding of space.
There's something seriously wrong with Caitlin Clark's running mechanics. She has injured her right and her left groin. She has injured both groins now, and she has injured her right and her left quad. The strength and conditioning team that she has had that has bulked her up, this is her 4th upper leg injury. Caitlin Clark has injured both groins and she's injured both quads.